good.
Good to see us all back here, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's a year and a bit since we've been
crowd again.
I know.
That's good.
What are you going to do?
3 months, yes. I line up and then say the whole field will line up in a straight line and just go out, jump the first 1 or 2 and just sit where we're happy, really, isn't it? I'd say. I think Sean Bowen's horse it looks fairly keen. So I'd say he's going to go forward. Jonathan's got an eye on the whole way.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's what's going to happen. So we'll just sit and travel where we're happy. You know, there's no point putting him under pressure. You know, when there's no need, he needs to get into a good rhythm and travel and jump away. And so here we go.
Yep.
All right. Cheers.
He chops well, Steve.
Yeah, he does.
Number 3, well trained, Harry Reid, white with blue outlet, spot on the sleeve, and the blue. Dr. Robin, Marua, well, 5 guys for racing, outside, we can have 3:45, which is about 3.5 minutes away. It's down at the start, correct ball. Starter is on the rostrum. Off they go, they're racing for the Sky Sports Racing handicap steeplechase. They've got 3 miles in front of them. They're going at 19 cents in Classical Milano. First to show here the small winner. Classical Milano over 10 step away from us towards the first of the open ditch in fence number 2. Once again, all out to say. Classical Milano from Fox, the 3-1 Classical Milano after freedom. Well trained in the white and blue colours runs in 4th. In Prince Dundee as they come to just another happy fight and Marua being stretched out by as they make the journey on up the hill now towards fence at number 4. Being laid to it by Dr. Robin, the Welsh trainer. Dr. Robin on a sizable gap, a growing gap, if anything, back to On We Go. Racing now towards the water jump, they'll take it once, On We Go won't take it at all, it's being pulled up, On We Go is out of the race. The others all take it successfully. Marua at the back of the field just landing a little bit awkwardly. Kept his footing, they've got a circuit that left to travel. And it is up ahead on his final fleet that time to Classical Milano. Well trained in third, and then Prince Dundee from a little along past the freedom. And then Marua and Apache Pilot, who's been waited with. On they go towards the 13th fence, and it is Dr. Robin the leader as they come to it. Classical Milano is in second, well trained. Jumped that well on the outside in third, and then Prince Dundee, who's now just nudged along for the first time. After freedom tracking that one through, Marua up around the outside of Apache Pilot, and they are very tightly grouped now as they make the journey out towards the back straight for the final time. Dr. Robin was just shunting along for a few strides there along the inside of Classical Milano, who's now back alongside him within third. Prince Dundee with well trained a bit deeper out. Marua is making some eye-catching progress now, the red headgear. Further back to Apache Pilot, Prince Dundee along the inside and past the freedom, happening back to the field. Lots of order being ridden along. Could be a long way home for a few of these as they head towards the 16th, but it was Dr. Robin who landed in front from Marua, made that headway. Classical Milano keeping up the pressure. Prince Dundee along the inside in route. Well trained, it's been a little bit sketchy in a couple of these obstacles going down the back. He's in 5th place. And then a 2-length straight pass at 2, ridden along with Happy Pilot and Pop the Freedom is going nowhere far. That will leave that marker by a further couple of lengths as they race on down into the little dip over on the far side of the track. Dr. Robin showing narrowly ahead here, responding to Sean Bone's urgings. Comes over that fence ahead with much more fluid than Prince Dundee, who's watching. Classical Milano is in second place, still fighting on. Maroon to the outside, Welsh Rain in the blue cap beginning to close in as they come over the second last. The long one now to the final fence. Prince Dundee will lead the back straight in 6th place. And the back goes a little way back to Happy Pilot and Prince Dundee. Making the post to the final fence, and it is the 10-long Classical Milano. 10 by Welsh Rain has gone second. Here's the last. Good job to Maroon back in third, and a break back to Dr. Robin, a Happy Pilot and Prince Dundee. Classical Milano in front. Welsh Rain in second place has got 120 yards to close the gap. It's down to 2 minutes. Classical Milano to Welsh Rain in second place, going to the outside. Classical Milano is the line, but Tyson in front of the second win of this race. So Welsh Rain was second, Classical Milano, Welsh Rain, Maroon back in third, and then a Happy Pilot for Dr. Robin and Prince Dundee.
Disappointing because it hit that fence.
Is he all right?
Yes, I think
Yeah, he's fine, yeah.
Hit that one.
He didn't come down the hill super, even first time down it. Just sat against him and you can't really push him down the hill to get out the other side. So when we jumped the fence to the top of the hill, I wanted to get close and be able to sit on him. And tried to sit on him all the way down the hill, and he just missed that fence at the bottom of the hill, and it's hard when you miss one like that to come up the other side.
Because he looked like he was going to go in.
He was travelling very well, wasn't he?
At that point.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he hit that,
and he just needed to wing that just to keep going, but
yeah.
he seems okay.
as long as he's
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Ian.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll go back and check.
Hi all, just said I'd send a little message for you that weren't there today or whatnot. Yeah, Dundee set off, plenty zest him down and jumped the first couple of fences, great. And I just said I didn't feel like he sort of went down the hill as fluently as he did the last day I rode him. The last day I rode him, he kind of travelled well down the hill. He took me down the hill very well and jumped very well. And just the first time down the hill, he just seemed a bit, a bit ponderous, started going down the hill like he wasn't very comfortable or he just wasn't handling it. And then he came up the middle again very well, jumped well into it and jumped across fence to the top well. But then just again he kind of didn't really start to come down the hill as fluent as I would have expected him to. And started the fence just halfway down the back there, he just kind of got in a bit deep to it. But he got himself out of it well, and I wanted to go and sit close enough to Sean Bowen because I didn't want him getting away, because I didn't want to have to push Dundee down the hill or pester him down the hill. I wanted to sit against him and try and let him travel down into it. So I went and sat upside him and just sat against Dundee and tried to sort of nurse him down the hill. And he came out again very well and sort of got right upside them, and then unfortunately that second last fence he just got in, sort of tight it, and he dropped his back end in on top of it, and just completely sort of lost all momentum, and it's hard to pick him up again then and set sail up to the top of the hill. But if he hadn't made that mistake, he'd have probably landed out the other side running, and it might have been a different story. But look, he pulled up sound and he seemed fine afterwards, so I think they'll maybe just check him over tomorrow and make sure everything's okay, just for not having travelled down the hill so well. But look, it might all just be a case of he possibly had a harder race than we expected and anticipated the last day, with the ground having been so soft, and it might have just been hanging over him a small bit. But hopefully all is okay and he's okay in the morning and everything's fine. But once again, thanks very much.
So on the descent towards an open ditch followed by a plain fence, and they're being taken there by Dr. Robin, the 11-year-old Dr. Robin, around about a length and a half clear over Classical Milano, Path to Freedom, Welsh Rain and Prince Dundee. as they come to jump this one. All over safely. On we goes jumping, just not up to scratch at the moment. That one beginning to struggle a little bit at the rear of the field as they come over another plain fence. And all again are safe. So Dr. Robin and Classical Milano. Classical Milano now just coming a little closer once more. They take the inner loop this time, where a line of 5 fences will stand before them. Prince Dundee, who likes it here at Hexham, he's won here 3 times in the past. That one racing in 3rd. Then Path to Freedom from Welsh Rain. Apache Pilot, who was 3rd in this race the last time it was run back in 2019, is along the inside of Marua. And still quite a sizable gap, a growing gap if anything, back to On We Go. Racing now towards the water jump. They'll take it once. On We Go won't take it at all. It's being pulled up. On We Go is out of the race. The others all take it successfully. Marua at the back of the field just landing a little bit awkwardly, but kept his footing. They've got a circuit at left to travel, and it is up ahead. Classical Milano on the outside of Dr. Robin. Welsh Rain in a dispute of 3rd with Prince Dundee. Path to Freedom comes off the bridle, gets a reminder at halfway. And just losing a bit of ground on the leaders as well as they come to jump an open ditch. Dr. Robin perhaps not his finest leap that time to Classical Milano. Welsh Rain is in 3rd, and then Prince Dundee from a ridden along Path to Freedom. And then Marua and Apache Pilot, who's been waited with. On they go towards the 13th fence, and it is Dr. Robin the leader as they come to it. Classical Milano is in 2nd. Welsh Rain jumped that well on the outside in 3rd, and then Prince Dundee, who's now just nudged along for the first time. Path to Freedom tracking that one through. Marua up around the outside, and Apache Pilot, and they are very tightly grouped now as they make the journey out towards the back straight for the final time. Dr. Robin was just shunted along for a few strides there along the inside of Classical Milano, who's now back alongside him within 3rd. Prince Dundee with Welsh Rain a bit deeper out, and the back line of 3 with along the inside Path to Freedom, Apache Pilot and Marua all very much in touch as they go towards the 15th fence. It looks an open race at this point, and it will be Dr. Robin to Classical Milano. Welsh Rain very clumsy that time, hit it hard. To the outside, Marua is making some eye-catching progress now, the red headgear. Further back to Apache Pilot, Prince Dundee along the inside, and Path to Freedom at the back of the field. Last of all now being ridden along. Could be a long way home for a few of these as they head towards the 16th, and it was Dr. Robin who landed in front from Marua, who's made that headway. Classical Milano keeping up for pressure. Prince Dundee along the inside improves. Welsh Rain has been a little bit sketchy in a couple of these obstacles going down the back. Is in 5th place. And then a 2-length break back to a ridden along Apache Pilot, and Path to Freedom is going nowhere fast. That won the back marker by a further couple of lengths as they race on down into the little dip over on the far side of the track. Dr. Robin showing narrowly ahead here, responding to Sean Bowen's
urgings, comes over that fence ahead, was much more fluent than Prince Dundee, who walloped it.
Milano is in 2nd place, still fighting on. Marua to the outside. Welsh Rain in the blue cap beginning to close in as they come over the 2nd last. A long run now to the final fence. Prince Dundee will leave the back straight in 5th place, and that one in turn 2.5 lengths clear of Apache Pilot, and a long break to Path to Freedom, who looks beaten. They're making the journey back towards home. Classical Milano has now wrestled back the advantage. The former winner of the race, Classical Milano from Marua. Welsh Rain is now picking up. Dr. Robin drops to 4th on the home turn. A little break back to Apache Pilot, then Prince Dundee making the approach to the final fence, and it is the 10-year-old Classical Milano chased by Welsh Rain, who's gone 2nd. Here's the last. Good jump from the leader. Classical Milano from in 2nd. Welsh Rain. Marua is back in 3rd, and a break back to Dr. Robin, Apache Pilot and Prince Dundee.